So what is the ketogenic diet? Essentially, it's a macronutrient specific diet. So it is a high fat, this is where you're getting your percentage of your calories, right? High fat, moderate protein, low carbohydrate diet. And what you see in this pie chart right here is an approximation, right? So about 75% fat, 20% protein, 5% carbohydrate, right? And that can vary a little bit with the protein and fat. Some people, it may be like 50 to 85% percentage with fat, and maybe 15 to 20% protein. But generally the carbohydrates is kept very low, almost always 5% or less for most people. Ketosis is when your body is burning fat as a primary fuel source instead of glucose. So most people who are eating that standard American diet, who wake up eating cereal, juice, banana, those are carbs, carbs, carbs. And they go have lunch, they have pasta, chase it down with a Coke. It's just more carbs, carbs, carbs. Come home, have some bread. All that gets people adapted to using glucose as their primary fuel source. And we have an abundance of glucose. We have a lot of people sitting, being very stagnant, so they're not using that glucose up very well. When you have too much glucose in the bloodstream, you start producing a lot of insulin, right? That insulin goes and gets stored as fat. And this is one of the main reasons why we're so obese in this country. And it's also one of the main reasons why giving these people a low carb, whole food, ketogenic type diet can radically alter their health and the way they feel dramatically. Because we're putting more fat in the body, we're stopping the glucose, we're lowering the insulin levels, and ketones are coming up. And when your body adapts to using fat as fuel and using ketones, the energy, instead of glucose where you get a high spike and a big drop and you want more sugar and you keep going back and forth all the time, it's kind of like a volatile stock market, like eventually it'll crash. Ketones and burning fuel with fat is more steady, slow stream, right? You can go longer periods without having to eat, you can fast, improves mood, cognition, and virtually every risk factor of every disease can go away once you start to do that. The intention really is to improve what I like to call metabolic flexibility or metabolic efficiency, where you can use fat as fuel or you can use glucose, and it's very dependent on the activities that you do. So if I'm like going to the gym and I know I'm going to do something really hard, like that's something that's going to use up glucose, the glycogen in my liver, right? I need that glucose. So that's where I want to tap into that fuel source. But if I'm just going day to day, like every hour of the second of the day, I want to be in a state of ketosis where I'm calm and I'm level, right? So there's a difference there, and you want metabolic flexibility, and that's what we're trying to do with people.